biggest showroom in the USA, only at American Marine Shawano.
Howard Young Urgent Care. Better begins here. Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 Today, the Northwood's best news. News from where you live starts now.
Good morning, and thanks for starting your day with us today. I'm Michael Lodeholtz, and hopefully you're having a nice start to your Wednesday morning. We've got Devin Biggs to make it hopefully a little bit brighter today. Devin, how are we looking weather-wise?
Yeah, not looking too bad this morning, although we got some flies flying around here at the green screen this morning. So it's that time of the year where the flies have definitely woken up. And a lot of people are already saying the ticks are really active too. So I know Jeff's definitely said he's had a lot already. So here we go, definitely that time of the year. But otherwise, let's get into things this morning. Wausau, all right, a little bit of a different view, even though we do have already some daylight. We do have some clouds that are greeting us this morning across parts of the area, so that'll be a little bit common today. Although overall the daylight will win out. We'll get some more sunshine peeking out later on today as the clouds will eventually begin to break up. A little boundary trying to pack through this morning, but overall no precipitation to worry about. Our dry stretch will continue over the next several days. However, temperatures again a little bit cooler. We have 40s across the Northwoods, 50s farther down toward the south. So a little bit of a divided viewing area this morning. While farther down across the area, notice the winds are a little bit active this morning at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, at around 5 to 15 miles per hour farther down toward the south. Out the door forecast for today, not much warmer, maybe lower to middle 60s across the area today. Overall, a partly cloudy sky. Michael?
Thank you, Devin. And Wisconsin retains its position as the top cranberry producer in the nation. Wisconsin has made the most cranberries for 30 straight years. The state's 250 licensed cranberry growers produced 6.01 million barrels of cranberries. Wisconsin makes over 60% of the nation's cranberries, and it has provided the state with nearly 4,000 jobs and contributes $1 billion to the state economy annually. Wood County led the way by making around 30% of Wisconsin's cranberries this year. And fire danger is high in Wisconsin and will likely stay that way all week long. Burn permits are currently suspended in most of the Northwoods. Here's a look at the Wisconsin DNR's current fire risk map. Yellow is high fire danger, while orange is very high fire danger. In southern Wisconsin, there is less of a risk because of vegetation that is greening up already, while the northern part of the state lags a bit behind. And the 7-day forecast shows no precipitation so far for much of central and northern Wisconsin. So far in 2025, 658 wildfires have happened in Wisconsin, burning 2,220 acres of land. And a boat has been stuck on a Milwaukee beach since last October. Since then, it's become an ironic attraction, but those days are over. Yesterday, the boat Deep Thought was taken out of the water off of McKinley Beach. A road was closed yesterday in order to assist with the removal of the abandoned boat. The operation involved the use of 3 cranes, which were set up on land to lift the vessel from the water. And if you look at other drivers out there, too many are looking at their phones. Hands-free driving laws save lives, but Wisconsin hasn't passed one. At least 29 states prohibit holding a cell phone while driving. Distracted driving killed nearly 3,300 Americans in 2023. A study found that the long-term benefits of a ban resulted in the reduction of nearly 70 traffic fatalities per state per year. Texting and driving is illegal in Wisconsin, as is holding a phone while driving in a construction zone. But holding a phone on the rest of the road is not. In 2020, a Republican and 5 Democrats introduced a hands-free driving bill in the GOP-controlled Wisconsin state legislature, but it never came up for a vote. And after weeks of trading jabs, President Trump met with Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney while pledging friendship. The leaders' first face-to-face meeting was filled with mixed messages. Diplomacy yet digs banter and barbs on trade, and finally, the U.S. annexing Canada. A firm no sale. NBC's Alice Barr is the latest from Washington on that and the long-anticipated trade talks with China.
As President Trump sat down with Canada's new prime minister. Trade tensions with friends.
Regardless of anything, we're going to be friends with Canada.
And competitors is in the spotlight with word that American and Chinese officials will begin negotiations in Switzerland on Friday. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent to lead the talks.
My sense is that this will be about de-escalation, not about the big trade deal. But we've got to de-escalate before we can move forward.
The 145% tariff on Chinese imports into the U.S. is already forcing some prices up for American consumers. And officials at the Port of Los Angeles warn shortages could be coming soon. Overnight, a Chinese official saying, quote, if it's a fight, we will fight to the end. If it's a talk, the door is open. President Trump voicing frustration over frequent questions about when he'll sign promised trade deals with an array of foreign leaders.
We don't have to sign deals. They have to sign deals with us.
On Canada, the president asked if Prime Minister Mark Carney could persuade him to lift 25% tariffs on Canadian goods, including steel, aluminum, and cars.
No.
Why not?
Just the way it is.
The two leaders sparring over President Trump's calls to make Canada the 51st state.
I still believe that, but you know, takes two to tango, right? It would really be a wonderful marriage.
As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
Never say never. Never say never.
President Trump pushing boundaries in his quest to remake global trade. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And coming up in international news, find out how Pakistan is responding to the latest Indian attack. Plus, we'll share the latest from Israel as they launch a round of missile strikes on Yemen. We'll take you around the world when we come back.
2.5 on 7.5 and a 10 bale. Online auction, Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin. Hydrobike, boats, taxidermy, tractor, and more. Colonel Renee Brass and St. Louis Auctions.
Hey, it's Jeff Cecil. I'm back and getting you up and going on Wave 100.5. Listen as I give away a fun-filled Wisconsin Dells Stay and Play each weekday at 7:20 on the Morning Wave with Jeff. It's a vacay a day in May giveaway. Wave 100.5.
New cars are expensive. Rock Auto helps you fix the car you have with body parts, interior parts, and more. Do road trips, not car payments.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain, and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Look at how soft your towels are, Grandma.
Soft water really helps with that, and the soap savings really adds up. Did you know that it's less expensive to heat soft water than it is hard water?
Wow, that's great savings and good for the environment. Having good water does make a big difference in our family.
Speaking of family, look who it is.
Any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
What? No peanut butter and jelly sandwich today?
Maher Water, 888-796-2437.
If you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, make Argonne Lumber your first stop. High-quality materials, personalized service, expert staff, and delivery are just some of the things Argonne Lumber is known for. Stop in and smell the lumber at Argonne Lumber, 2 locations in Argonne and Rhinelander.
Hey, it's Jeff Cecil. I'm back and getting you up and going on Wave 100.5. Listen as I give away a fun-filled Wisconsin Dells Stay and Play each weekday at 7:20 on the Morning Wave with Jeff. It's a vacay a day in May giveaway. Wave 100.5.
Alrighty, welcome back. Here we are, Wednesday morning already. Hard to believe we're in the middle of the week. We have a few clouds actually developing this morning, so obscuring the sun just a little bit. But overall, another nice day on the way as our dry week continues. Again, not great for our fire danger across the state. But for now, here's what we got. We do have some clouds that are going to be passing through, but overall, our dry stretch of weather will be continuing with our our cutoff areas of low pressure. Here's one right about in here near parts of Colorado, while another one is now tracking across parts of the northeastern states at this time. Even some showers and storms in the southern parts of the United States. We continue to remain dry now and for the next several days. I have very minimal, if any, chances for showers in the forecast. Our very tiny chance is Friday night, and even that chance has decreased. Otherwise, every day I have no chance for anything in the forecast other than dry weather. So partly cloudy today. Coming up later on tonight, a mostly clear sky. And even as we head towards tomorrow, still looking rather nice with a mostly sunny sky. And even coming up Thursday night, more of the same with a mostly clear sky. I promise you, Futurecast is working. Just things are remaining dry for the moment. Otherwise, you can see where that boundary is. We have 40s right now for temperatures across the Northwoods, while temperatures are still in the 50s as we head farther down toward the south at this time. Our average high temperature should be in the lower 60s, and we'll be closer to average today in the middle 60s. And then we're back in the lower to middle 70s, above normal Friday and a Saturday, upper 70s Sunday. And then here we go, feeling more like summer, not only Sunday, but also lower 80s Monday and a Tuesday. I gave in yesterday, turned my air conditioner on as it felt like in the 80s where I lived yesterday. And of course, that's hard to sleep when you have a living quarters of that's in the 80s. So I had to give in and turn the air conditioner on yesterday. I'm sure I'm not the only one that had to do that yesterday. But otherwise, winds for now out of the northeast going toward the south and west at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So cooler air moving in. So got to shut the air conditioner off for now, but I'm sure I'll have to turn it back on soon, entering that time of the year now. But otherwise, some gusty winds reaching up to 20 to 25 miles per hour today. Later on tonight, of course, still some gusty winds for the time being. But then overall, tomorrow, still some gusty winds, but still not great for the fire danger either. You heard that mentioned in the newscast earlier. Still that very high fire danger being mentioned anywhere you see this orange color. And this is according to the DNR. Other spots in that high fire danger, still waiting for that vegetation to grow in. So that is why it's lower further down toward the south, not only right about in here in southern Wisconsin, but anywhere you see that moderate threat. Greenery continues to grow in. We have to wait in our neck of the woods for it to grow in a little bit more. UV index forecast for today still high. It's at a 7. That means a burn time of 30 minutes. So hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, shade, and limiting time outdoors will be necessary to avoid a bad sunburn. So for today, partly cloudy and breezy with highs in the mid 60s. Northeast wind at about 20 miles per hour. By tonight, mostly clear areas of frost and freeze with lows in the low 30s and that northeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for your Thursday, mostly sunny with highs in the mid 60s, east wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your Northwoods furniture and mattress 7-day forecast. Again, we're dry the next several days, no precipitation. Then the forecast, a very teeny tiny chance possibly by Friday night, and even then small chance for maybe a shower or two. But otherwise, a nice stretch of weather on the way with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. 60s today and tomorrow, 70s and 80s. Beyond after that, Mother's Day looking very nice. Michael?
Thank you. Devin. In India recently launched a series of strikes on Pakistan in retaliation to a previous attack in northern India. This is one of the locations in Pakistan struck by Indian military forces on Wednesday morning. A spokesperson for Pakistan's military says that India launched 24 strikes across 6 locations. At least 8 people were killed and 35 injured. In Yemen, Israeli military fighter jets struck multiple sites in the capital of Sana'a on Tuesday. At least 1 person was killed and 3 others injured in an attack on an airport, according to the Houthi-run health ministry. Israel says that the attack fully disabled their airport there. Major power stations and a concrete plant were also hit. In a statement, the Houthi leaders vowed retaliation. Ahead of the airport attack, Israel's military issued an evacuation warning in Yemen. Tuesday's attack comes after a Houthi ballistic missile hit near Israel's international airport on Sunday. And India's government has slammed the proposed sale of a dazzling cache of jewels linked to the remains of the Buddha and called for their return to its country. The jewels were dug up in India more than a century ago by a British colonial official. The collection of so-called gem relics includes amethysts, pearls, embossed gold sheets, and more. They're set to go up for auction in Hong Kong on Wednesday. Today, These gems up for auction make up a small portion of the original discovery. The relics are considered sacred by many Buddhists who consider them part of the earthly remains of the Buddha. On Monday, India's government said that it was taking measures to stop the sale and described the auction as illegal. And coming up in medical news, learn how eating healthy can go a long ways to staying balanced in your life. Plus, find out the latest from Weight Watchers as they face financial troubles. Your health news when we return.
Next Level dog people give their dogs next level protection with NexGard Plus. One and done monthly parasite protection against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. Used with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Get next level protection with NexGard Plus.
Epoxy concrete coatings are very solid, which is good for durability, but as concrete moves and settles over time, the epoxy can fail because it's not flexible and it can also peel and discolor. At Legacy, our concrete coatings are not only far more durable than traditional epoxy, they're also very flexible and will not fade, peel, or discolor, all backed by a lifetime warranty and installed in as little as 1 day. We're currently running our 60-60-60 sale, meaning you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no-interest financing. Call the number below for your new floor today.
Guess what day it is?
Wednesday?
It's baking day.
Oh yeah, I love baking day.
Every day should be baking day with U-Bake's fresh, ready-to-bake pies, breads, cookies, and more. Baking is a cinch. Just unwrap, throw it in the oven, ready to take it out. Red and I will get out the drawer more, and you have delicious home-baked goodies for your family in minutes.
Every day is baking day at U-Bake. Where's U-Bake?
U-Bake, Red Mountain Drive, Wausau.
Ready for some fun? Then gather the family and head on over to Fairgrounds Avenue for the 41st Annual Amherst Quilt and Furniture Auction coming May 17th. This free event is fun for the whole family, offering a variety of goods crafted by local retailers. We have dining sets, living room sets, bedroom sets, outdoor sets, and a huge selection of beautiful custom-made quilts. Come one, come all to this year's 41st Annual Amherst Quilt and Furniture Auction on May 17th. See you there.
And I sold $275.
The Rush Tribute Project returns to the Grand Sunday, May 18th. This multimedia concert experience faithfully reproduces the energy, sound, and excitement of the iconic rock band. Don't miss the Rush Tribute Project, Sunday, May 18th at the Grand Theater Wausau. Tickets at grandtheater.org.
Central Wisconsin is a dynamic region where culture and tradition thrive, and Culligan has a long history of providing custom solutions to address the area's water worries, like PFAS, nitrates, arsenic, and bacteria. Culligan, water you love since 1936.
And welcome back. As if the teenage years weren't difficult enough, it turns out that puberty is coming earlier than ever before. A new study shed some light on one reason why girls are getting their periods earlier than ever before. Researchers found a link between inflammatory foods and earlier menstrual cycles. They looked at 7,500 girls from 1996 to 2008, and they found that processed meats as well as refined grains and sugary drinks contributed to a first period at a younger age. Earlier menstrual cycles are associated with higher risk of breast cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease later in life. It also takes longer for women to develop regular cycles when they start earlier. And Weight Watchers has filed for bankruptcy. The 62-year-old diet program announced Tuesday that it entered Chapter 11. During the bankruptcy process, Weight Watchers says operations for members will continue as normal. The company expects to emerge in about 40 days as a publicly traded company with its massive $1.5 billion in debt eliminated. Weight Watchers has struggled to keep up with more convenient weight loss options, including GLP-1 drugs. The most recent earnings from February revealed a 12% decline in members. And the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has tapped a doctor known for being critical of vaccine policies during the COVID-19 pandemic to lead its division that oversees vaccines and biological medicines. Dr. Vinay Prasad will replace Dr. Peter Marks, who helped lead the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research for 13 years. Marks helped shape the Operation Warp Speed effort to develop COVID-19 vaccines and treatments during the pandemic. Marks resigned from the agency last month with a letter criticizing Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his stance on vaccine safety. Prasad has also criticized the Warp Speed effort and Mark's leadership in general. And coming up next, to learn how one man is taking the dating game to a whole new level. We will share his 50 most recent dates with you right after this break. Stay with us for more.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Pier of Denora. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
Get up to 60% off list prices
on hundreds of items at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Incredible deals, like a modern chaise with storage that's also a sleeper, just $449. Relax and recline for just $495. An accent chair for just $169. All new Sealy Posturepedic now at Slumberland. And get a Sealy Queen mattress starting at $299. Up to 60% off list.
At the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
Bad boy mowers aren't built for everyone. They're built for the bold, the originals, people who get the job done and love every second of it. Bad boys are built for horsepower and cutting-edge precision with a first-of-its-kind 3-link suspension and a style all their own. Because you're not everyone, and that's a good thing. Bad boy, mow with an attitude.
It's employee pricing with the Ford crew.
Employee pricing across a full lineup.
Fun fact, Hank, Ford assembles the most vehicles in the country.
Another fun fact, everyone pays what we pay.
So, you get employee pricing. You get employee pricing. You get employee pricing.
Stem.
Yeah?
Everyone gets employee pricing.
You get employee pricing.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Isn't this cool? Well, it's not as cool as these, or these, or how about any of these?
There is so much summer fun left. Make it even better by getting out on the water in a new Malibu or Axis wave boat. Nobody knows wakeboarding, surfing, and skiing better. It produces waves that you'll wave about. We'll beat any competing price by $500 and we'll match deposits up to $1,000. Pick your new wave boat from the biggest selection and biggest showroom in the USA, only at American Marine Shawano.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Pier of Denora. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
And good morning and welcome back. One man is taking his dating life across the country.
And this summer, he is doing 50 dates in 50 states for a virtual series.
Oh boy, Sarah Parkin caught up with Matthew Werning before he kicked things off in South Dakota.
Lucky contestant number 1 is Kesley, a nursing student from Rapid City. She'll be the first of dozens of young women to be featured on the 50 Dates, 50 States social media over the next few months. The idea for the series came to Matthew during the pandemic. He began dating girls from each state virtually, but quickly realized he needed to take this show on the road.
Like maybe if I create this kind of fun pandemic project and put it online, it can turn people's attention away from that negativity and something more positive. And so, yeah, the intention was definitely to start online, and I definitely did not know it would catch fire as much as it did right away.
The first 2 seasons of the series would attract over 600,000 TikTok followers and videos that have reached millions of views. But for the 3rd season, the 28-year-old Montana native is shaking things up. At the end of each of his 50 dates, Matt will receive a wooden heart.
Then I have to decide if I'm going to take their heart or break it. And so I can only keep 5 hearts out of all 50 dates I go on, and those 5 will go to the finale at the end.
That grand finale is planned for September, right here in South Dakota.
I partnered with this management company that has this really beautiful cabin estate out in the Black Hills, and we had a really good conversation. They were like, oh, it'd be great if you came out here for the finale, and so it just seemed like the right spot to be in. I was born in Rapid City, South Dakota, and so, got a little bit of that South Dakota roots.
And after South Dakota, Werning will head over to North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa just in the next week. His last date will be in Hawaii before that grand finale in Rapid City. My goodness, Devin, 50 dates in 50 states.
Wow, that is something I've never heard of before.
Also, 3rd season, so he's done this like twice before.
Apparently.
It's interesting. I saw this online and I was like, we just got to talk about it because I was like, that's a lot of dates.
That is a lot of dates.
It's more than The Bachelor even. Because you know the TV show?
The Bachelors, yeah.
Yeah, because I think they have like 26 or something, usually contestants.
Yeah.
And, usually The Bachelor only gets 1 season.
Yeah, and usually you and another colleague are usually, I'm going to use the word gossiping because that's just what I want to use.
Carol and I are dedicated fans of the Bachelor and Bachelorette.
I don't know. You use the word dedicated. I don't know. I want to use the word obsessed, but maybe that's just because I don't care for the show. But
it's probably that. But either way, I'm not sure exactly what you can watch this 50 dates in 50 states on. It might be TikTok. It might be something else. Yeah, that's what his first 2 were on. So we'll have to look it up and see how this goes. I mean, he's coming to Wisconsin this week, so that's going to be exciting.
So everyone should just go swarm him.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, Devin, if you were, I guess, organizing 50 dates in 50 states, what would the first activity on your date be if you had to organize one of them? Because they showed doing a lot of things out there. I know one he was in a plane, one he was on an ice skating arena. It looked like he was at a few other stops as well. Oh, where would you go, Devin?
Oh, goodness.
Let's say middle of summer. We'll make it easy.
You know what? There's a lot of fun things up here in the Northwoods. How about hiking?
Hiking's a good one.
Lake of the Clouds. Let's just go up to Lake of the Clouds.
Wow, Lake of the Clouds. That's a nice spot. It's too bad they do have an ice cream shop actually at the bottom of that hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could get some ice cream there, Devin.
You know what? I remember eating. There's like a restaurant right down at the bottom of that hill too, I believe, right near Lake Superior.
Yeah, it's a convenience shop. I think it's run by the Parks Department up there.
Is it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the old ice cream shop. I think they got a couple other knickknacks there and some coffee mugs and what have you.
Yeah, now I'm really ready to get back to Lake Superior up there. That's a neat area.
Hey, it's going to be a good time for anyone to get out and about. Certainly this week, the next week it looks like we got some good weather ahead.
Yeah, it's so nice. Next 7 days we have no precipitation on the way. Not great for that fire danger as we talked about in the newscast earlier. But if you're wanting to get outside, obviously just don't burn anything or do something ridiculous that starts a fire. But definitely get outside and enjoy it. I mean, look at this next 3-day forecast. We're looking nice. Partly cloudy today, temperatures in the mid-60s. Similar forecast tomorrow, sunshine, temperatures in the mid-60s. Mid-70s Friday, even more sunshine. A little more coming up after the break.
Mark your calendars for Martinis in May. Saturday, May 17th at the Whitetail Inn. Live music with Tony Ocean. Tickets available online or at the Chamber office.
RockAuto.com. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Eagle River Roasters, your Northwoods coffee roaster and community coffee house, has the freshest specialty coffee and tea in the Northwoods. Our coffee comes from choice Arabica beans, hand-blended and roasted on-premise for the finest specialty drinks. Fresh bakery, breakfast, and lunch served daily, our comfortable coffee house is the perfect place for meeting friends or groups. The drive-thru is also open daily. Treat yourself with a great cup of coffee or take some beans to brew at home, fresh from Eagle River Roasters, your Northwoods coffee roaster and community coffee house.
I experienced upper back and neck pain and tightness that caused severe tension headaches pretty much on a daily basis.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Drager. The first thing we do when somebody comes as a new patient is we sit down and we listen. We talk, we have to put the puzzle together. Part of it is you have to have an accurate diagnosis. So many people come in with a misplaced diagnosis, and it leads to years of unnecessary pain.
After regular chiropractor adjustments and the Atlas Pro Felix treatment, my symptoms are gone. I feel amazing. I am grateful for my care that I experienced at Drager Chiropractic.
This summer, submit your favorite water photo to the Summer Fun in the Water contest for your chance to win an ice cream cone at Pirates Hideaway. Submit your summer fun photos at WJFW.com. Sponsored by Pirates Hideaway.
2.5 high, 7.5 and a 10 metal bale. Online auction, Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin. Hydro bike, boats, taxidermy, tractor, and more. Colonel Renee Brass and St. Louis Auctions.
Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 Today. The Northwoods' best news. News from where you live starts now.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Michael Lodeholtz, and happy Wednesday morning. And Merrill is home to a restaurant that has had many different owners over the years and a place that the city recognizes from its early childhood. News Watch 12's Wyatt Williams joins us from Lincoln County with new ownership, looking to bring this restaurant back to life.
It took me 2 years. 2 years.
Bob Lass bought the Cozy Corner Kitchen a couple years ago and began working for opening day. Lass also owns the Joke and Joe's Bait Shop on the west end of Merrill. Owning another business has taught Lass a lot about business, but this offers a different clientele.
Here you get more of a consistent crowd, whereas at the bait tackle shop at Joke and Joe's, you get the sportsmen. Here, everyone has to eat, so we get a good cross of everybody in town.
The restaurant does offer a touch of Joke and Joe's with the outdoors feel. However, Lass says he designed the restaurant like it is to represent the Northwoods and what it has to offer.
A little bit of Joke and Joe's. However, when I go into a restaurant, this is what I always enjoyed when I went up north. And I consider Merrill as the first stop to the great outdoors. If you're camping at the campgrounds, or even if you live here in Merrill and you want that feeling of up north, stop into Cozy Corner.
Lass is also a veteran, serving our country for over 2 decades. He uses lessons learned from his sailing days in his everyday business life now.
26 years in the Navy, what did it teach me? Wow. Follow the rules. Do the best you can, put your best foot forward, and I think we've done that here in the restaurant.
The restaurant is open 7 days a week from 7 to 2 and will soon be adding dinner hours. Reporting in Merrill, Wyatt Williams, News Watch 12.
Always love a good Northwoods breakfast like that. And Devin Biggs, he's joining us now out on the weather deck. And I'm sure he's also itching for a good, breakfast platter out there, aren't you, Devin?
I wouldn't mind a little bit of food right now. I think it helps to kind of get your blood flowing and wake you up in the morning, too. Whether it be that or coffee or anything else, or just the excitement of seeing Buck Zero in the morning. We got some clouds kind of filtering our sunrise just a little bit this morning. You can kind of see the camera shaking a bit, too, as we have a little bit of a breeze outside this morning. Let's check out Stevens Point. Look at this, a little bit more greenery there this morning as we continue to welcome in spring this morning. It definitely feels rather nice, although a little bit cooler, but we can handle this, right? But otherwise, let's check out the radar and satellite, and we continue to stay dry outside this morning. Definitely feeling rather nice as we get things rolling outside this morning and the next several days to come. Temperatures right now, lower 40s in Land O'Lakes, upper 40s in Tomahawk, to the 50s as we head farther down toward the south. And winds, you can feel that this morning out of the north-northeast at around 5 to 10, even up to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. But if you're thinking about doing some disc golf, the wind's not really going to cooperate this morning. The winds maybe even pushing some of those pickleballs around too. I know pickleball and disc golf, definitely some growing sports around here. And overall, a little bit cooler today. Some 60s on the way, but plenty of sunshine with whatever outdoor sport you're doing today. Michael?
Thank you, Devin. And natural inflation combined with recent tariffs have led many Midwesterners to try and find ways to save their pennies. And some Minnesota grocery shoppers shared their plans on how to keep food costs low this spring season. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield has the tasty details.
On Sundays, we usually either make a soup, where that we can take for the week.
Planning ahead is a big deal for these big appetites.
We have a plan for the week, and also we're preparing healthier meals, and we're not wanting to go out to eat so often.
It's one of the ways this Mendota Heights family is leveraging high grocery prices.
So here is our paycheck.
Molly says another saver is that she has groceries delivered to her door every Friday, avoiding temptation.
For the $9.99 a month delivery fee, I feel like I'm saving that times 10 by not grabbing things that I see on the shelf.
As for protein,
we do buy half of a cow. We go in on it with a neighbor, and that saves us quite a bit of money.
Which according to this study is especially needed in the Twin Cities. Smart Asset looked at federal stats and says this area has the third highest increase in grocery prices over the past year, saying overall prices are up 4.2%. Eggs and meat, 4.8%. So you've heard us talk about the increase in fruit and vegetable prices and, of course, eggs. But this new Smart Asset study says there's more. The survey also says that cereal and bakery goods have also gone up, but they are only up by 2% compared to produce, which saw the highest increase in the country with a 6.9% increase. But at Tim and Tom's Speedy Mart in Como, a family-owned business celebrating 3 decades, hope is in the air.
It's leveling, I'd say, yeah. I would say that there was probably that increase very much earlier on in the year, but everything has come back down.
And just like the Doyles, his family will continue to get creative, too.
30 years, we're still here.
And coming up, we have some news you can use, including a look at ways investors and advertisers are approaching TikTok. Plus, find out how Burger King is handling its latest class action lawsuit. Those stories and more consumer news after this.
At Menards, we offer a wide selection of outdoor furniture in different sizes and styles to bring the outdoor space of your dreams to life. From creating the perfect place to entertain family and friends, to designing the perfect getaway for you in your own backyard. Get this 6-piece Northfield dining set, just $779.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. We've got summer fun covered on both sides of the ball hitch. On the front side, a 2025 GMC Sierra 1500. On the other end, a new KC Sportsman travel trailer. It's Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg's Tow and Go giveaway. Travel in style this summer. On Saturday, May 31st, win a new truck and $1,000 cash or a new travel trailer and a cool grand in cash, along with 4 other big cash winners. Swing by Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg on Fridays and Saturdays to get entered. Tow and go!
Epoxy concrete coatings are very solid, which is good for durability, but as concrete moves and settles over time, the epoxy can fail because it's not flexible and it can also peel and discolor. At Legacy, our concrete coatings are not only far more durable than traditional epoxy, they're also very flexible and will not fade, peel, or discolor, all backed by a lifetime warranty and installed in as little as 1 day. We're currently running our 60-60-60 sale, meaning you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no-interest financing. Call the number below for your new floor today.
This is Morgan, and this is Morgan's Good Feet story.
I got kind of scared of trying super hard on the court. I'd always have bad pain where my arches were. But then after I got my arch supports, I stood up and it was like, wow.
Clinically proven, significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
Now that I don't have any feet problems, it's just gonna keep making a difference and helping me become a better athlete.
Help your athlete be the best they can be. Book their free personalized arch support fitting today.
Alrighty, welcome back on this Wednesday morning. We've made it to the middle of the week. Here's a look in Stevens Point. You can tell it's starting to green up some more. Some of the greenery also growing on some of the trees. Definitely a nice start. A little bit cooler in some areas this morning. But otherwise, some clouds passing through. But otherwise, staying dry today and tomorrow and even into Friday and the next several days too. In fact, the only chance for any kind of rain is a very, very small chance coming up on Friday night. But otherwise, here's our cutoff area, low pressure right about in here in parts of Colorado and even in the parts of Kansas as well. And even across parts of the Northeast, another cutoff area of low pressure, kind of slowly jogging off to the east at this point. But futurecast for us, maybe some passing clouds today with a little boundary passing through. But notice, mostly clear tonight. Areas of frost and freeze will be a possibility. Lots of sunshine as we head towards tomorrow. And even as we head towards Thursday, Thursday night, a mostly clear sky. And even as we head towards your Friday, more of the same, as we'll be under a mostly sunny sky. I promise Futurecast is working, but you can tell where there's a little bit of a boundary where temperatures are in the lower to middle, even upper 40s this morning, and a little bit of a breeze making it feel a little bit colder, while farther down toward the south, lower to middle 50s are being observed. Our average high temperature in the lower 60s, and we'll be closer to that today and tomorrow in the lower to middle 60s, and then right back above normal Friday and Saturday in the lower to middle 70s respectively, and then upper 70s for your Sunday, and then right back into the lower 80s Monday into Tuesday. I gave in yesterday and turned my air conditioner on, as where I live, it got into the lower 80s. Kind of hard to sleep when where you live is in the lower 80s, so I had to give it and turn my air conditioner on. Thankfully, I probably won't need it today or tomorrow, but maybe later on I'll probably need it yet again. But for now, winds are out of the northeast going toward the south and west at around 5 to 10, even up to 15 miles per hour. So that's helping to push in some cooler air. And gusty winds as we move forward today could get up to 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. And that may continue later on this evening and even in the parts of tomorrow with some of those gusty winds. So some more refreshing air at least will continue to pass through. But unfortunately, those winds not doing us any favors with the fire danger, as the greenery has not quite grown in yet across the northern parts of the state. As you can tell, there's a very high fire danger for the areas in the orange and the areas in the yellow also. And a high fire danger where the burning permits are currently suspended. But where greenery has grown in some more, you can tell the fire danger has dropped to a moderate or even a low fire danger. So either way, if you're in the high to very high fire danger, don't burn anything right now. But also, if you're going to be outside, there's also a sunburn to worry about. That UV index forecast for today is still at a 7, so that's high, a burn time of 30 minutes. So hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, shade, and limiting time outdoors still necessary to avoid a bad sunburn. Well, otherwise for today, partly cloudy and breezy with highs in the mid 60s and the northeast wind at around 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, mostly clear areas of frosted freeze with lows in the low 30s and the northeast wind at around 5 to 10, maybe even up to 15 miles per hour. Alrighty, the Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. A lot of dry days on the way. In fact, no precipitation in the forecast the next several days. Temperatures climbing yet again, starting pretty much tomorrow, slowly but surely, but we'll start to feel some more starting on Friday. Slight chance, and I mean a very slight chance for maybe a rain shower as we head towards Friday night. But Mother's Day feeling very nice with a lot of sunshine, temperatures in the 70s, and then the 80s return Monday into Tuesday.